Just starting on your back, or if a seated position is more comfortable for you today, you're always welcome to take that as we find our way into some form of relaxation. Today's class is what I like to call sweat to Shavasana, where we do build up some heat, get the energy moving, but spend a little bit more time in relaxation on the beginning and then a little bit more time in relaxation towards the end. So as you are coming into your comfortable, relaxed, reclined position, I invite you to start to release any tension that you might be holding in your body. Any areas this morning that are a little tight, a little tense. Start breathing into those spaces. And with each exhale, releasing that tension into your mat. Sometimes I like to think of my yoga mat as my own personal little sponge where I can release tension, I can release sweat, I can let my thoughts sit there and out of my head. So I invite you to treat your mat as such today as well. We'll start off practice with a little bit of a body scan, just to really bring us into our bodies as we get started with our class today. Option to bring one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart to really help you come home. On your next inhale, fill up your low belly, your ribs, your chest. Release chest, low ribs, belly. Continuing with this motion, inhaling into both of your hands, feeling them expand. And exhale, release all the way out. We'll go 3 more rounds like this, inhaling deeply, bringing your attention to your breath, to your body. And then exhale, let it all go. Continue your breathing like this, and we'll start to do a quick body scan. Starting at the top of your head, checking in with your scalp, allowing all of the tension, the resistance to melt away. Moving down to your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw, feeling everything relax and release. Moving down to your chest and shoulders, allowing your shoulders to sink into the mat, chest to broaden and soften. Onto your belly and your hips, often feeling like we're holding everything in. Give yourself this opportunity to let everything go. To your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, recognizing the work that they always do to keep you solid and standing and strong, and giving them this opportunity to release any of what they're holding. Taking one more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. 2 more times like this. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, making this your deepest breath yet. And your loudest release. Slowly on your next few breaths, starting to bring some small movements back into your fingers and your toes, rolling out your wrists and your ankles. And from here, drawing both knees into your chest for a squeeze. Placing both hands on top of both knees, gently start to Bring your knees in circles, out to in. Warming up your hips, getting some movement in your hip flexors. And then switching directions, going the opposite way. And on your next inhale, making your way back to center for one more squeeze. Grabbing gently behind your knees, behind your thighs, we'll start to roll back and forth on your spine. Giving yourself a little massage. To some people, this might feel really, really good. To others, this might not be your favorite thing. If that's the case, take this opportunity to roll over top of your knees, slowly making your way into tabletop position. Bringing your knees underneath your hips, your hands slightly wider than your shoulders, grounding down through all four corners of your hand, tops of your feet to the mat. On an inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze for cow pose. Exhale, curl and round for cat. Moving through this motion with your own breath on your own time. Inhaling for your cow and exhaling for cat. One of the most important things to me about yoga and in my classes is that I give general guidelines and you really choose what feels good for your body today. Maybe sticking to cat-cow is what you want, or maybe feels good to move in a more circular motion, giving your hips, your back, your belly some bigger space to fill. Wherever you are, taking the next round of breath to return to table. On your next exhale, look over your right shoulder towards your right foot, dipping your left hip to the left. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, leaning your right hips to the right. And inhale, center. Moving through this motion, this side bending, getting some lateral movement in your spine. Again, moving with your breath on your time. Option to drop your head from side to side, get some length in your neck. Then on your next inhale, returning to center. From here, inhale, sweep your right hand high for a twist. Exhale, thread the needle, right hand under your left arm, right shoulder to the mat. Inhale, right hand high. And exhale, thread the needle. One more time like this. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to twist. And then inhale, returning back to your tabletop. Exhale, grounding down. Inhale, sweep your left hand high to extend. And exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder to the earth. Inhale, left hand high. And exhale, thread the needle. One more time, left hand to the sky. And exhale for your twist. And then inhale, slowly make your way back to tabletop position. Again, grounding down through all four corners of your hands. Slowly tuck your toes, lift your knees to hover. Bringing some core strength, some heat into our practice. Drawing everything into the midline, shoulders away from the ears. On an exhale, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pausing here to pedal out your heels. Warm up into this down dog. Maybe you drop your heels from side to side, drop your hips. Really taking this opportunity to warm up into your first down dog of the day. On your next inhale, returning to stillness, allowing your heels to drop toward the earth, your shoulders away from your ears. On an inhale, look forward like a wave rolling to the top of the mat for high plank. Pause here, belly button to spine, tailbone long. And then exhale, up and back, down dog. 2 more times like this. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. 1 more time, all the way forward. And exhale, up and back. Taking 1 full round of breath here. Exhale, sinking your hips, your heels toward the earth. On an inhale, roll forward 1 more time, high plank. This time, option to lower the knees or bend your elbows to lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift your gaze, broaden through your chest for cobra. Exhale, release forehead to the mat. 2 more times like this. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, release. This time, option for cobra or bringing your hands down along your low ribs, grounding down, lifting up for upward facing dog. And exhale, make your way up and back into downward facing dog. Taking 2 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, look forward, bend deep through both knees. On an exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs. Pause here. Drawing belly button to spine, shoulder blades down, back and in. Feeling like a string is pulling you from the crown of your head. And then exhale, release, forward fold. Allowing a slight or deep bend in both knees, giving your hamstrings some space, allowing your head to release toward the earth. On an inhale, flat back 1 more time. And exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, rolling slowly 1 vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to standing. Sweeping both hands high above your head for mountain. Checking in that your feet are about hips width distance, belly button to spine, tailbone draws down, shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, sweep your right hand down, left hand up and over for a side bend. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up and over. Inhale, back to center. 2 more times each side, bending up and over, feeling the stretch in your side body, giving yourself some space in your neck and shoulders. And slowly starting to build some heat and fluidity through your half moons. On your next inhale, bringing both hands high. Exhale, sweep both hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, keeping your elbows bent and drawn together in space. Slowly start to pull your hands down, broadening through your chest for a slight back bend. Gaze can come to the ceiling or straight out in front of you, whatever's most comfortable for you. And then inhale to release both hands high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs. And exhale, forward fold. Begin to heel toe your feet towards center. Big toes may or may not touch, slight space between the heels. On an inhale, bend deep through both knees. Sweep your hands high for chair. Checking in that you can see your toes in front of your knees, drawing your thighs together in space. Tailbone down, belly button in, broaden through the collarbones. And breathing here in your chair, finding your strength. On an inhale, reach through both hands, sink deeper in your chair. On an exhale, sweep both hands back, gaze comes forward, chair plane. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, chair plane. One more time, inhale to chair. Exhale, this time option to come to your tippy toes for drinking bird, balancing here. And then inhale, drop your heels, stand tall for mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding down through both hands, step back, high plank. On an exhale, lower slow, halfway or all the way. Inhale for cobra or up dog. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Taking one full round of breath here, inhaling deeply, and exhale completely. On your next inhale, sweep your right foot high for three-legged dog. Drawing your right hip down, leveling through your pelvis. Flex through your right toes, pointing toward the floor. On an exhale, curl and round, knee to nose, pause. Inhale, up and back, down dog. One more time, curl and round, pause. This time, step your right foot through, coming into low lunge. Checking in on your stance, making sure that your feet are on railroad tracks, not a tightrope, giving your hips some space, your body some balance. Scissoring through your thighs, engaging the glutes, broadening through your chest. On your next inhale, straighten through your front leg for tiger's pose. Coming high on the ball of your back foot, drawing your left hip forward, your right hip back. With each exhale, allowing your forehead to release just a bit closer to your shin. And then exhale, bend your front knee, low lunge. Two more times like this. Inhale, straighten, tiger's pose. And exhale, bend, low lunge. One more time, up and back, tiger's pose. And exhale, release, low lunge. Ground down through your left hand. Inhale, sweep your right hand high for a twist. Engaging through your left hip, leveling out your pelvis. Broadening through your shoulders, finding the twist in your chest. On your next exhale, you're slowly coming to rise in a standing twist. Picking a spot on the wall or the floor for balance. Again, drawing your left hip up. Maybe releasing the twist just a bit if that's what's needed today. On your next inhale, lower your left hand to the earth, right hand high for your twist. You've been here before. And then exhale, circle your right hand to the earth. Inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale for cobra or up dog. And exhale, up and back, down dog. One deep inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your left foot high, three-legged dog. Same thing on this side, but it might feel a bit different. Leveling out your hips, flexing through your left foot. On your next exhale, curl and round, knee to nose, pause. And inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. One more time, exhale, curl and round, pause. This time, step through, low lunge. Finding your stance, your stability. Zipping together your thighs, engaging your glutes. On an inhale, straighten through the front leg, tiger's pose. Shortening your stance a little bit if that feels better in your tiger's pose. Slight bend to your front knee as well. With each exhale, releasing a little bit further toward the mat. On your next exhale, bend through your front knee, low lunge. Inhale, up and back, tiger's pose. One more time all the way through. Exhale to bend. Inhale, extend. And exhale back to low lunge. Ground down through your right hand. Inhale, sweep your left hand high for a twist. Engaging through your right hip, lifting both hips a little bit higher for stability. Scissoring through your thighs on your next exhale, slowly start to rise, coming into twisted lunge. Leveling out the pelvis, giving your chest some space. And on your next inhale, release your right hand to the earth, left hand high. Exhale, circle your left hand to the mat. Ground down, step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, up and back, down dog. Taking one full round of breath here. We'll move through this sequence 2 times breath to movement. On an inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Inhale, straighten tiger's pose. Exhale, release, low lunge. Inhale, sweep your right hand high for a twist. Exhale, all the way up, twisted lunge. Inhale, release, left hand to the earth, right hand high. And exhale, right hand to the earth. Inhale, ground down, step back. Exhale, move through your transition. Whether that's chaturanga, up dog, down dog, child's pose, or straight back into down dog. Finding whatever works for you today. On your next inhale, sweep your left foot high, three-legged dog. Exhale, curl and round, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Inhale, straighten through your front leg, tiger's pose. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, sweep your left hand high for a twist. Exhale, all the way up, twisted lunge. Inhale, right hand to the earth, left hand high. And exhale, release left hand to the earth. Ground down, step back, high plank. Exhale, move through your transition, making your way up and back into downward facing dog. We'll move through this one more time, each side, a little bit more smoothly. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Inhale, tiger's pose. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale to lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, lower slow, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Inhale to straighten tiger's pose. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, left hand high for a twist. Exhale to rise. Inhale, right hand down. And exhale, release. Ground down, step back, high plank. Exhale, lower slow, option for the knees. Inhale for cobra or up dog. And exhale, up and back, down dog. Taking 2 deep breaths here to reset, recalibrate. Moving through our new sequence. Inhale, sweep your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, curl and around, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Pausing here, slowly starting to bring your weight into your right foot. On an inhale, you'll draw your left knee to your right knee for a little squat. And then exhale, back to low lunge. 2 more times like this. Inhale, left knee to right. Exhale, low lunge. 1 more time, left knee to right, pausing here, feeling your strength, leveling out, engaging through your midline. And then exhale, step back, low lunge. Drawing everything in towards center, inhale, slowly lift, coming all the way into high lunge. Pausing here, bending and straightening the front knee a bit, settling into this high lunge. Drawing your shoulders away from your ears, belly button to spine. On an exhale, sweep your hands back, gaze comes forward, flying lunge. Inhale, hands high, high lunge. 1 more time, exhale, sweep your hands back, flying lunge. Pause here, really drawing everything in, drawing your shoulders down, back and together. And then inhale, high lunge. On an exhale, spin your back heel down, arms come wide, warrior 2. Lining your front heel in line with the middle of your back foot, knee in line with your middle toes. Breathing here. Inhale, sweep your right hand up and back, reverse warrior, bending deep into your front knee. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your foot. Step back, high plank. And exhale to move through your transition. High to low, back bend, and meeting in downward facing dog. Taking the same sequence on the left side. Inhale, sweep your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Setting your stance here, drawing everything in toward the midline. On your next inhale, draw right knee to left knee for a little squat. Exhale, step back, low lunge. 2 more times like this. Inhale, right to left. Exhale, release. 1 more time, drawing everything in, right knee to left. Pause here. Really engaging through both glutes, broadening through your chest, extending through your head. And then exhale, step back, low lunge. Zipping up through your inner thighs, slowly on an inhale, start to rise, coming into high lunge. Again, straightening and bending your front knee as you settle in to your high crescent, your high lunge. On your next exhale, sweep your hands back, gaze comes forward, flying lunge. And then inhale, hands come high. One more time, sweep your hands back, gaze comes forward. This time really focusing on drawing your elbows together in space, belly button to spine. And then inhale, high lunge. From here, exhale, spin your back heel down, arms come wide, warrior two. Lining your front heel up with the middle of your back foot, broadening through your collarbones, hands come wide. Inhale, sweep your left hand up and back, reverse. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your foot. Step back, high plank. Moving through your transition. Option for the knees, option for child's pose. Finding whatever feels good in your body as you make your way back into downward facing dog. We'll move through this same sequence 2 times, breath to movement. On an inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Inhale, left knee to right knee, squat. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Inhale, sweep both hands high, high crescent. Exhale, sweep hands back, gaze comes forward, flying lunge. Inhale, both hands high, high crescent. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, sweep your right hand up and back, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your foot. Step back, high plank. Lower, slow, halfway or all the way. Inhale for cobra or up dog. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Same thing, left side. Inhale, sweep your left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Inhale, right knee to left knee for a squat. And exhale, step back, low lunge. Drawing belly button to spine. Inhale, lift your hands high, high lunge. Exhale, sweep them back, flying lunge. Inhale, hands high. And exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, left hand up and back, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your foot. Step back, high plank. Slowly with control, lowering through your chaturanga, broadening through your chest for up dog, and pushing up and back into downward facing dog. We'll move one more time, both sides. On an inhale, right foot high. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Inhale, left knee to right, squat. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, sweep both hands high, high crescent. Exhale, lean forward, flying lunge. Inhale, hands high. And exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, right hand up and back, reverse. And exhale, cartwheel your hands. Ground down, step back, move strong and slow through your transition. Finding your strength here. On an inhale, sweep your left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Inhale, right knee to left for squat. And exhale, step back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, gaze forward, lean forward. Inhale, both hands high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, left hand up and back, reverse. And exhale, cartwheel your hands. Step back for high plank, lowering slow with control. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. Finding our breath, option for child's pose. Feeling that energy buzzing, that heat building as we move in to the final part of our practice. If you're not there already, start to make your way back to downward facing dog. Again, taking this an opportunity to pedal out your heels, wiggle your hips left to right, right to left, and then slowly making your way into stillness. From here, inhale, bend deep through both knees. On an exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs. And exhale, release, forward fold. From here, heel toeing your feet to about hips width distance. Then grabbing opposite elbows with opposite hands, coming into ragdoll. Really allowing yourself to release through your head, neck, and shoulders. Letting gravity do the work of extending your spine. Ensuring that there's a deep bend in both of your knees, your chest coming towards your thighs. Option to stay here or sway back and forth. On your next inhale, returning to center, release your hands to the earth. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, start to roll all the way up into standing. Rolling your shoulders down and around a couple of times. And then pausing in stillness, facing the palms of your hands toward the front of the mat. Option to close your eyes and just be still. Slowly blinking your eyes open. Start to bring your weight into your left foot, coming to the ball of your right foot. On an inhale, draw your knee up, flexing through your right foot, bending to a 90-degree angle for crane. And staying here, leveling out your hips, engaging through every muscle of your left leg. Option to stay here or reaching down to grab your big toe with your peace fingers or the inside of your shin with your palm. We'll start to exhale and extend out through the heel of your right foot, coming into standing knee to nose pose. As with a lot of poses in yoga, this name does not really represent the visual. As you can see, my nose is nowhere near my knee. With each exhale, extending a little bit further. Option to stay here or open all the way up to the side, keeping your peace fingers or grabbing the inside of your right calf. On an exhale, slowly release back to center. Releasing your grip, hold on to this pose. Engaging through your quad, lifting through your leg. And then exhale, really slowly sweeping all the way through, leaning forward, making your way into warrior 3. Option for hands on your hips or hands at heart center. Finding a point of balance for your vision. Flex through your right foot. Stamp your foot back like you're stamping it on the back wall. Inhale to broaden through your chest. And exhale, release hands to the earth. Right leg stays high for standing L pose. Option to bend and release, giving your left leg a little bit of ease. Breathing here. Option to grab your block if you have one handy. Bringing it underneath your forehead or slightly out in front of you. Grounding down through your left hand. Slowly start to lift through your right hip, stacking your right hip on top of your left. Right toes point towards the right wall. And on an inhale, keeping your gaze steady, start to lift your right hand, coming into standing half moon, balancing half moon. The higher up your block goes, the more stability and balance you might have. Engaging through your right glute, drawing your right heel back in space. Taking one more round of breath here. And exhale, release right hand to the earth, right foot high. One more time, standing L. And then exhale, step your right foot all the way back, low lunge. Inhale, straighten through your front leg, tiger's pose. Option to bend your back knee if that feels better for you. For a little more of a runner's lunge. And then exhale, release, low lunge. From here, start to heel toe your left foot out towards the left side of your mat. Lowering your right knee to the earth. Start to make our way into lizard pose. Feeling your hips move forward and back, side to side, really getting some space in your hips. Option to stay here or lower your forearms to the earth or to a block. Keep hugging your left knee in towards your shoulder for this moment. Really feeling what that feels like in your outer hip, in your hip flexor. And then option to roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Leaning your chest back and open. Option to bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Getting some more space in your inner thigh. And then slowly returning to center. One more time, option to stay here or bending through your right knee, reaching your left hand up and back towards your back foot for a quad stretch. Allowing your head, your right ear to fall toward your right shoulder. Inhale to release, lifting left hand high. Exhale, circle your hands down, heel toe your left foot in towards center. Lift your knee, low lunge. Ground down through both hands, step back, high plank. On an exhale, lower slow with control, making this one of your strongest transitions of practice. Meeting up and back in downward facing dog. Taking one full round of breath here. On your next inhale, bend deep through both knees, look forward. On your exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs. And exhale, release. Slowly with control, rolling one vertebra at a time, come all the way up into standing. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And then pausing here, hands face forward, slight bend to your knees, option for your eyes closed. Blinking your eyes open. Inhale, start to bring your weight into your right foot this time, coming onto the ball of your left foot. Option for hands on your hips. Slowly with control, start to draw your left knee up, flexing through your left foot for crane. Lifting through your right hip, leveling out your pelvis. Once you've found your balance, option to reach down for your big toe with your peace fingers. And on an exhale, start to extend through your left heel. Your standing knee to nose may look like this. It may look like a little bit of a cramped crane, or it may come all the way out or just halfway. Really finding what works for your body today. One deep inhale here and exhale. Option to open up to the left. Ooh, keeping your balance. And then returning back to center. Release your grip, keeping your left leg extended, engaging your quad, engaging your calves or glutes. And then exhale slowly with control, start to lower, sweeping your left leg back, coming into warrior three. Drawing your left toes toward the earth, keeping your chest broad, belly button to spine. On an inhale, broaden through your chest. And exhale, release hands to the earth, left leg high. Again, option to bend and move around, giving your right leg some space, some release. And then finding your way back into your standing L pose, leveling your hips, flexing your left foot. Grabbing your block, ground down through your right hand, and slowly start to stack your left hip on top of your right. Left toes pointing to the left. When you're ready and balanced, inhale, start to lift your left arm high. Coming into your standing half moon. Breathing here. Slowly start to release your left hand to the earth, staying in your standing splits for one more round of breath. And then exhale, bend through your bottom knee, step back, coming into low lunge. Pausing here, inhale, straighten through your right leg, tiger's pose. Again, option to bend your back knee if that feels better. And then exhale, back to low lunge. From here, heel toeing your right foot out towards the edge of your mat, lowering your right knee to the earth, untuck your toes. Stay here for a moment, shifting forward and backward, feeling the space in your hips. Option to stay here or lower your forearms to the earth or to the mat or to your blocks. Drawing your right knee in towards your right shoulder to get some additional sensation in your outer hip. And then from here, option to roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, allowing your right knee to fall open in space. You can stay here or lightly draw your hand into your inner thigh for a little extra. Rolling back onto your foot, option to stay here or swing your right hand up and around, bend through your left knee for a quad stretch. Grabbing your left foot with your right hand or just reaching towards your left foot. And then release your grip, circle your right hand around and down. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee, low lunge. On an exhale, ground down, step back, high plank. Moving through your last chaturanga of class as slowly and strong as you can. Slowly making your way up and back into downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, look forward, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Slowly start to lower your hips, making your way into Malasana. Keeping your hands at heart center, using your elbows as leverage into your thighs for some space. Shift your weight back and forth, feeling the difference in the sensation here. And releasing your hands to the earth. Slowly start to lift your hips, widen your stance, coming into wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to straighten, half lift. Exhale, release forehead to the mat. Again, shifting your weight left to right, right to left. Getting some space in your inner thighs. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, start to heel toe your feet in towards center, bringing your big toes all the way to touch. From here, bend deep through your knees, sink your hips, lift your heels, coming into cannonball. Being on the toes of coming up onto your toes and the balls of your feet, hips towards your heels. Option to keep your hands on the earth or hug your shins. And then exhale, release your knees to the earth, keeping your toes tucked. You're going to spend just a moment in hero's pose. This pose can be uncomfortable, to put it mildly. Checking back behind you, making sure that all 10 toes are touching the mat. You're spread out. You feel the stretch in the bottom of your foot. If this is feeling like a little too much, always option to keep your hands out in front of you like this, or walk them up to your thighs. This is feeling really good and you're feeling really crazy. You can always walk your hands back as well. Just taking a moment here in this discomfort, closing your eyes, connecting your hands with whatever solid surface is closest to you. And just take the next 4 breaths here. Recognizing that this isn't forever, that this is discomfort, but it's not pain. And that you are strong and you're capable. And this will ultimately work in your benefit. Inhale, flutter your eyes open, come forward into your tabletop, untuck your toes, and start to tap the tops of your feet into your mat, just to release that feeling, wiggling back and forth. From here, pushing your hips back, slowly sit to one side, swinging your feet out in front of you. Start to wiggle out your ankles, your feet, bringing some release from that last pose. Bending through both knees, ground down through both of your feet. Arms come out in front of you. On an exhale, lower slow, 1 vertebra at a time, coming all the way to the earth. Option here to windshield wiper your legs left to right, right to left. Bringing your knees back up toward the earth. Draw your right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee, pushing into your right thigh with your right hand for just a moment. And then drawing your left knee in towards your chest for a reclined figure 4. Flexing through both feet. Option to stay still or sway from side to side. Really finding what feels good for you in this pose. Bringing yourself just to the edge and then rewinding it just a bit. Expanding with each inhale, contracting with each exhale. On your next exhale, slowly start to release both feet to the earth, windshield wiper left and right, before coming back to center. Slowly draw your left knee in toward your chest for a squeeze. Crossing your left ankle over your right knee, pushing into your left thigh for some expansion, some stretch. And then slowly start to draw your right knee in, grabbing behind your right thigh for reclined figure four. With each exhale, drawing your knee just a bit closer into your chest. With each inhale, you're pushing into your left knee with your left elbow. Slowly releasing both feet to the earth. Windshield wiper your knees one more time. From here, drawing both knees into your chest, lifting your hips up and over to the right just a bit, arms come wide. Slowly start to drop your knees to the left for a supine twist. If there's a leg variation that you prefer in your twist, I encourage you to take that now. Maybe that's eagle legs or extending your bottom leg. Slowly start to bring your knees back to center. Lifting your hips up and over to the left, arms come wide. Slowly drop your knees to the right, bringing your gaze to the left. Again, taking whatever leg variation feels right for you. Inhale to return back to center. From here, drawing your knees into your armpits, grabbing the outsides of your feet for happy baby. Option to stay still or rock side to side. And you can keep your knees bent here, or if it feels good to maybe straighten one leg and then the other, maybe both. Taking these last few breaths of our physical practice to find any shapes that feel good for you in your body. And slowly bringing your knees back in towards your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins for one final squeeze. And then exhale, release everything out, making your way into your Shavasana. Your Shavasana does not have to be a corpse pose. You can have your knees bent. You can have the soles of your feet together, your knees out, some elevation in your chest. Whatever it is that feels good for you and is going to bring you the most comfort and relaxation, I encourage you to find that position with those props. It is a little bit past the hour, but if you'd like to stay for a longer Shavasana, we'll be taking about a 3-minute relaxation here. So joining me as we do one more body scan, starting at the crown of your head, letting any tension in your scalp, your forehead, your jaw dissipate. Releasing any energy in your shoulders, your collarbones, feeling your arms and your back sink into the mat. Bringing your attention to your belly, your hips, your glutes, knowing they've done a lot of work for you today. And seeing what it would feel like to release any sort of holding, any of that container that they're keeping in space. And slowly allowing your thighs, your calves to melt into the mat. Finally releasing any last amount of energy, tension, or stress, and letting it flow out through your toes. Allowing yourself to be here for the next few moments, knowing that I will bring you out when it's time. At first, be still, allowing your mind to wander back into your body. Taking a deep breath, returning movement, small movements into your fingers and toes, rolling out your wrists and your ankles, bringing bigger and bigger movements until you can draw both hands high above your head for a big good morning stretch. And then release, drawing your knees into your chest for one final squeeze. From here, rolling over onto one side, bringing your bottom arm underneath your head as a pillow. And taking a moment in this fetal position to recognize your body for the work that it's done today, for showing up on your mat. Slowly start to walk your way up to seated, option to keep your eyes closed. Bringing one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And take one more moment to recognize the life force within you, within this core of your body. The strength that you have here. How solid you are, how withstanding. With great gratitude, I thank you for joining me in class today, from my heart to yours.